What's going on, guys? It's been about 2 weeks since I dropped a video, which is a while for me. I wanted to put this video out, and yes, the title is correct. It's not clickbait. I am leaving YouTube for now. I plan on coming back at some point, but what I want to do in this video is kind of explain what I've been up to recently. I've had a lot going on. I've got a lot that I'm focused on right now, as well as just kind of explain why I'm leaving and what I expect for the channel moving forward when I return. And then also I'm going to give you guys some game on an important concept that is actually the reason I decided I needed to leave YouTube, and I think it's something that we all need to do better about. So just as kind of an update for you guys who keep up with the channel, you know, I've been really busy. I've had a ton of real estate work going on. My career there has really been accelerating and just doing really well for me. And then I also recently moved into a new apartment, which is where I'm at right now. As you can see, I don't have like my typical kind of studio setup. I got some like wall art. You can sort of see the top of it right there. I'm out in the living room. I haven't even gotten a couch for the new apartment yet. But I ended up moving into this new apartment like about a week and a half ago. It just had a lot more space, had a home office, all that kind of stuff. And then I've also, you know, like I said, with all the real estate deals and things going on, and so I've just been crazy slammed, and I intended to get back into YouTube, but you know what happened was, and some of you guys might remember this from a few months ago, back in January I did something called the 12 by 30. And what the 12 by 30 was you work on your career for 12 hours per day for 30 days straight. And during that time, what happened is I had a fantastic month in my real estate career, and I also had my best performing YouTube months, like back to back. January was my best ever by a lot. February, I think, was even slightly better than that. And so what it kind of proved to me was that, you know, doing a lot of work works. And the biggest thing that really was a takeaway was how important focus is, and getting all the distractions out of the way and just completely dialing in on something, and how that can really elevate your performance on something. And so now, as we're in April, we're in early April, I was speaking with a friend of mine right before the month started, and I was like, I think for April we need to do a 10 by 30, which is like basically the same as a 12 by 30, just a little bit less time, 10 hours per day, because that gave us more time to, you know, maintain our lifestyles in other areas. But the concept still remained of like focusing on our career and improving it. And so the way it works when me and my friend, it's my friend Kenny, some of you guys have seen him. If you're in the school community, you know Kenny as well. What we do when we set up this challenge is we basically kind of get really clear on what we're trying to accomplish. We're like, what are our goals? Where we want to make progress? What are the actions we need to be taking to achieve these goals? And originally I was like, you know what, I'm gonna put out this many YouTube videos, I'm gonna take a ton of action on that, and then I'm also gonna really focus on my real estate career and all this kind of stuff. And I had this like big plan. And then the further I went through it, the more I just started looking, I was like, hold up a minute. Like, my real estate career is doing great, and I'm barely even putting effort into it. Like, I'm putting effort into it. That would be a lie to say I'm not putting effort into it. But relative to how much effort I could put into my real estate career, I wasn't putting nearly as much as I could have in. In fact, like during the 12 by 30 challenge that we did in January, I got so focused on the YouTube channel that I basically just completely took my eye off the ball with real estate. I barely posted any content on Instagram promoting for it and stuff like that. And so going into April here, I was looking at it and I was like, okay, so I've got this, you know, little school community that pays me a little something, and I do enjoy, for those of you who are in the community, I intend to continue working on this community with you guys. I'll be active in there. I love working with you guys and seeing you guys make progress, so don't worry about that. You guys will still continue to get my full attention. But I was like, okay, I've got this little school community that pays me a little bit something. YouTube ad revenue fucking sucks. It's just not good, guys. I don't know if you've ever created content, but it sucks. And then I've got this other thing over here, this real estate, which is basically begging me to put all my attention into it, because it's like I'm barely even putting what I could into it, and it's just printing cash. I mean, seriously, just relative to the YouTube, it just does so much better. And I was just like, what am I doing here? Seriously, I had to ask myself that. I was like, why? Like, YouTube has been this passion for me for a long time. Like, I love talking about these concepts, and, you know, I just love the idea of it. I really enjoy sharing my thoughts on the subject, but I was like, this just, you know, it's not the right thing for me to focus on right now. Realistically, it would just be insane. Like, all the vacations you guys have seen me go on, like when I went out to Arizona, when I went to Miami, the new apartment I've got, all of it funded by real estate. My entire lifestyle funded by real estate. YouTube is like icing on the cake for that. And I just realized I was, you know, I just continued because I care so much about making the YouTube content, and I have such a passion, and I've built something over time here that it's like hard for me to take steps back from it when I really need to. And I realized that I'm in that phase right now where I was like, going into this 10 by 30, I was like, I have this golden opportunity to really take this real estate thing somewhere and just absolutely run with it. And I see what's possible, and it's just literally right there in front of me. Like I know what to do. I just need to execute on it. And so the more I, planned out for this 10 by 30 that I'm doing in April here, the more I realized I needed to lower the amount of focus I gave YouTube and increase the amount of focus that I gave to my real estate and the marketing and the brand I'm building around that. And so it got down to where I was like, okay, I'm just gonna put out one YouTube video in the month of April, just to keep the channel alive and just kind of keep it like moving, like keep a little bit of momentum going with it. And then I'll, kind of like do my real estate thing over here. And so I got up today and I was working on building a YouTube video out for you guys. And I was like trying to get into the flow of making the video. And I realized I just didn't have it. Truthfully, like I could not get myself to focus on it because I've had my mind so focused on the real estate, so focused on building that thing out, that just like taking my eye off that ball and moving it over here was just too much mental energy. And that might sound kind of ridiculous to you if you've never created content, but I don't think you guys, because content is free and accessible everywhere, I don't think, and I don't say this to be like sour grapes or anything, it's just a fact. Like, I don't think if you haven't really created content, I don't think you appreciate just how much mental energy it takes to do it consistently. Like, you just cannot get your brain to focus on two things at once, right? So like getting my brain into gear to talking to you guys about life maxing and escaping the system and building these things and getting girls or getting in shape or whatever we talk about, versus building this entire thing over here, it's just a completely different part of your brain, and it takes hours and hours of focus to get over onto this track. And then I'm just like, why am I doing this? Because this other thing is what I need to be focusing on anyways. So I got up and I was like, you know what? I just need to take my foot off the gas on this YouTube thing for a while. I need to take a break from it because I can't give it what it deserves for it to be successful. I can't give this channel the mental bandwidth required for it to do something great while trying to build something else. And this other thing is the thing that's really working for me. And so it's just like, I have to be willing to take my foot off the gas. And in the past I did this when I moved back from Houston and got started in real estate. I did this once already where I just completely stopped making content for 8-9 months. I unlisted most of the videos on the channel. And then I came back to YouTube because I thought it was time for me to be able to do that. And I pretty much immediately picked up where I left off. The channel did better than ever. So I really don't have that fear at this point that I couldn't resurrect the channel in 4 or 5 months whenever I'm ready to get back into it, like with the full mental capacity that I can put into it. So now that fear's kind of gone, realizing this is just not a good use of my time. You get what I'm saying? And I've had a number of people, reach out and just be like, hey, when are you dropping videos? Why haven't you dropped videos? And I'll be honest, it's a little bit, and this is going to sound like I'm again, sour grapes. It's really not. I appreciate that you guys want to see the content coming out and stuff like that, but I just think sometimes people who watch content, and I've fallen victim to this too, where a creator that I like stops making content, and I feel this sense of entitlement to more content from them. I'm like, why hasn't he made more content? When are you going to drop something, dude? Get it out. Come on, I want more content. I feel this way too. So I know it's natural for us to do it, but it's selfish on the part of the viewer, on my part, on everybody's part. You just have to understand, and that's why I want to make this video for you guys, because I'm not upset at people for wanting me to make videos. I just want you to understand, the content is so ubiquitous and everybody's putting it out so much that it feels like this thing that you should just get whenever, when I just don't think people understand just how much effort has to go into getting it out. And I'm basically doing it for free. You get a little bit for ad revenue, you get a little bit for the school community, all that kind of stuff, but I couldn't live off of it. I live off this other thing. And truthfully, I'm not a failure of a human being. I'm quite a successful guy. I have a career going well. I'm in great shape. I have a social life. I've got things to do. And so I just kind of look at it. I'm like, I really would like this to work, but I'm just like, I can't just be churning out free content when I've got this other thing that I need to be focusing my attention on. And I can't even build what I want on the YouTube channel yet anyways, because I kind of need to be able to hire staff, because the vision I have in mind for my YouTube channel eventually is to get to where, I've got an editor who's going to take care of all that stuff, because I'm not truthfully a great editor and I don't really like editing. It's just not fun. I don't want to sit in front of a computer all day typing in little buttons and moving things around just so I can throw something up on a screen. I I cannot be bothered to care enough about that. I want to have a cameraman who comes around, who gets photos, gets videos, so like I can just kind of create more lifestyle kind of content, just doing the cool shit that I do. But I need to, in order to get to the point where I can hire these people, I need to focus on the thing that's printing cash. So I can focus on that thing, hire the staff, then I can come back to the YouTube and do it the way I want to do it. And then I don't have to like worry about any of that kind of stuff. And then YouTube can become a part of this bigger thing I'm building, rather than this other thing on the side that I keep focusing on because I love it, but it's just not going to get me where I want to go. You get what I'm saying? And so I just wanted to kind of cover this with you guys, just know where I'm at. So like what I expect truthfully is that this channel will probably be dormant for 3 or 4 months. I imagine if things go well, I'll be able to hire somebody by that point, and then I'll start focusing on it again probably. But again, it's just like so much, I'm on, I think, what is this, the 5th of April right now that I'm making this, and just the amount of clarity that I've gotten in my real estate business and in my content plan for that and the brand that I'm building around that in the last 5 days, just by focusing solely on that and not distracting myself with creating content for here or anything else. I'm just like, I cannot afford to give that up, because I just see where this thing is going, and I know like I could literally be the biggest real estate agent in my area. I feel very confident I can get this done, but I have to focus solely on that. You cannot be like Michael Jordan couldn't have been Michael Jordan if he was also trying to, I don't know, be a movie star at the same time, right? Like he did the movies later in his career after he'd already established himself. Arnold Schwarzenegger couldn't have been a world champion bodybuilder if he was making movies. He did movies later, right? And so that's kind of how I feel about the YouTube. It's like I can't, build an extraordinary career over here and try and do the YouTube thing. I have to do this first, then come back to this. And this comes back to the point that I wanted to make for you guys in this video as well. The thing I think we all need to focus better on is this concept of focus. We think like if we put time to something that counts, when in reality it's time focused that counts. And if you're distracted by notifications on your phone, by people calling you, by needing to do this and needing to do that, and you got like 8 things you're trying to do at once, you just cannot get shit done to the level that you really could. It's just, I've just figured this out at this point. I'm like, I have had to be humble because I'm an A-type personality. I like to think I can do anything I set my mind to, and I can just do it right now. Like I believe I could do anything I want, truthfully. And I've had to humble myself to realize, yes, I can do anything I want, but I can't do it all at once. And that's an important thing for all of us to understand. It's like, maybe your health's in shambles, your career's in shambles, your dating life's a mess. It's like, and you want to focus on all of those at once, but you have to just pick the one that's the most important and get it done. It's called the one thing concept. The more you can focus your attention on one thing for a serious amount of time, the quicker you can solve it. Whereas if you're trying to fix everything at once, you'll just get half-ass results across the board. And that's what I felt like I was getting with this YouTube channel. I felt like I was getting in real estate. I was just getting half-ass results. Like, I mean, this YouTube channel, it's doing better than it was. Like, I get over 1,000 views a video at this point, but 1,000 views a video, what the fuck are we doing with that, really? Like, again, and this, I hope this is not coming off in some sort of, like, sour grapes way. I really don't feel that way. It's just, like, being realistic. Like, it's not like I've got some monster YouTube channel here. I appreciate you guys for watching. All of you I've connected with in the school community or on social media and things like that. I really have enjoyed that. But it's just kind of looking at it, it's like that's not elite level results. And then meanwhile in this real estate thing, I'm not giving it the focus it needs to get elite level results either. And it's because my focus is distracted. And a lot of you probably are in this spot. You've just got notifications on the phone. You got this thing you want to maintain. You got this thing you want to maintain. And it's like, dude, focus on the one thing and get that solved, then move to the next thing. Seriously, you have to get this into your mind that I'm just going to focus on one thing and fix it, and you'll be so surprised how quickly this can happen. Like I mentioned, in January, I didn't even do a great job of this because I focused on real estate and YouTube, more on YouTube, truthfully. Like, that became the one thing I was focused on, and both of them did well. The YouTube channel had its best month, like I said. It's just in a month's time, I think it was like 25% more views than I'd ever gotten in a month. With 1 month of focus. That was it, and I picked it up that much. So just think about what you can do in your life if you just focus on something. If your dating life sucks, focus on it for a month. Just be like, I'm going to get up every day, and this is all I'm going to focus on. do it. If it's your career, I'm gonna just focus on this career and get it done. If it's your health, get it done. Like, do it all the way and focus all your attention on it. Consume content on the subject. Just get it into your head and just spend nothing but time focusing on that thing and watch how quickly you can make changes. And I think you guys will see that if you go follow me on Instagram, because that's where I post the content for my real estate business. I've got my personal page, which is linked to this YouTube channel, and then I've also got my real estate page, which you can follow, and that's where I'm building more of the overall brand. But if you go follow that page, you'll see the amount of energy I'm going to be putting into it and see the progress and see the activity that's going to be happening there, and you're going to understand like the levels that can happen if you just give something focus. And so I've just committed that, like, this real estate thing, I see where it can go. I know it can be done. I feel it's like right in front of me, just begging me to take it. And I'm like, I'm just going to focus on this until it happens. If it takes a month, if it takes 3 months, whatever, I'm just going to lock in on this thing until it just has a quantum leap, because I just feel it. I can see it. It's already starting to happen. Like, I'm having just great success. I've done more deals so far this year than I did all of last year combined. So like, we're rolling out here. In fact, in the last month, I have done more deals than I did all of last year. So like, it's flying right now. Things are picking up. And I just look at it, I'm like, I cannot squander this opportunity. I would never forgive myself if I did. So with that said, just to kind of wrap this video up, guys, I appreciate all your support for the channel. I really do, seriously, and I look forward to getting back to you guys when the time is right, when I can invest the capital and manpower into building this into what I would really like it to be. And if you do want to connect with me, you can join the school community. At this point, like, I'm not going to be promoting it, so it's going to be a pretty small knit group. We got a few guys in there who've already, building new careers, starting businesses, getting in shape, building social lives. The guys in the group are getting tons of value out of it. It's a small knit group right now. So basically, you're going to be getting like a high level coaching program out of me for a fraction of the price if you want to join and you want to continue to connect with me during this time. I know the guys in there are really enjoying it. If you want to, links in the description. We'll look forward to having you inside. But otherwise, connect with me on Instagram, see what I'm up to. Just keep an eye out, keep the notifications on for the channel, because I will be back, and I'll look forward to talking with you guys then. But thanks for watching this video, guys. I'll see you later.